Right, okay, first off, just a bit of a warning. This video is going to get pretty dark. I mean, even I think some of the stuff we're going to talk about today is pretty disturbing. But it needs to be said. So if you're easily offended or triggered or anything like that, then I'd probably give this video a miss today. Right, I did a video like last week about this dude. You've seen him. You've seen his ads everywhere. It's Stephen Ridley, the piano scam. Play me a song, piano scam. His whole deal is that he can play 100 songs with 4 chords. I mean, granted, 80 of them will be in totally the wrong key, and to make them sound okay, you'll need to shout the lyrics at your piano, but hey, you get the idea. So I made my last video as kind of a public service announcement, if you like. Basically, don't give this dude $3 if you want to learn to play the piano. There's loads of better ways and cheaper ways. You just need to look around. Do your research. This is just scummy marketing and sales funnels and everything. Don't fall for it. Now, if you saw the video that I made about Stephen Ridley before, you will have also saw that towards the end of it, I mentioned that there's a connection here between young Stephen and the religion Scientology. Now this, unbeknown to me mentioning this, it flagged my video up to a bunch of people here on YouTube. They've got YouTube channels, and well, they help people escape from Scientology, because that's a thing now. People have trouble escaping from Scientology because, well, it's a little bit culty. And yeah, it's a cult. You probably know this already. I mean, Scientology is not getting a lot of good press. There's not a lot of positive stuff that you read about Scientology these days. It's been in the news a lot recently. So, these people with the YouTube Scientology channels got in touch with me, and they've got charities and stuff, and it's their job to help people out of Scientology and, like, you know, renormalize them back into the real world. I mean, it's sinister, isn't it? I mean, not those YouTubers. They're a great bunch. They do good work. Now, I have to admit, right, full transparency, I fell down the whole Scientology rabbit hole a little while ago, and I was already familiar with these, you know, coping with Scientology channels. I mean, aside from being very interesting, they're also very entertaining. I'll leave some links in the description if you want to go and check them out. They do good work. But I was absolutely stunned. I mean, absolutely, God's like chin hit the floor when Natalie from Life After a Cult left this comment on my video. Thank you for exposing this. As a former Scientologist who has escaped with 3 generations of my family, it warms my heart to see Scientologists perpetuating scams that benefit Scientology being exposed. And I was like, what? What? It's starstruck, right? Because I've watched loads of Natalie's videos. Long and short of it is, anyway, I'm going to be doing a live stream with Natalie next week to talk about Scientology and the music business and stuff. I'll post that all over my socials, so make sure you don't miss that one. So I figured, seeing as I was going to go on this live stream and talk to Natalie, that my Stephen Ridley knowledge was maybe lacking a little bit, and if I was going to be going on somebody else's live stream talking about a dude, then, you know, the least I can do, you know, the best thing I can do by Natalie is do some research. And well, when I did some research, I really wished I hadn't. What the hell, man? I mean, knocked me over with a feather. I was shocked at some of the stuff I was reading and found out about Mr. Ridley. And this is what I'm going to share with you today. But first, this dude. Hi, it's Andy from the future. Before I jump right into the video today, I've got a huge favour to ask. If you enjoyed the video, you found it informative, helpful, entertaining, anything like that, could you be so kind as to drop a like on the video? Leave a comment and say hi. YouTube is really, really competitive right now, and all the little free things such as likes, comments, anything like that, it really, really, really helps the channel out. Thank you so much. Back to the video. So, wow, yeah, right, Scientology. It's a religion, kind of. I mean, it's a new religion. It's a new religion founded by a science fiction writer called Ron L. Hubbard. And from the looks of it, he was having trouble selling his books, so he made up some stuff and called it a religion. So basically what happens with Scientology is they charge you money for auditing, which is like where you hold some things and they tell you that you're depressed and that only they can help you if you pay them a ton of money. Kind of like Stephen Ridley's piano course. And then when you pass your auditing, you need more and they charge you even more for that. And if you want to progress up the Scientology ladder, you need to give them more and more and more money. It's an expensive do. I mean, if you're the Scientology people, it's a license to print money. Ka-ching. And when the Scientology guys get you, well, they aren't fond of letting you go. Look, it's a whole evil thing. And to be honest, I mean, with all the bad press they're getting these days, I think their days are just about numbered. People are getting wise as to what they're up to, and the celebrity Scientologists who the religion tries to keep safe due to all the money that they give them. Well, the celebrity Scientologists aren't very smart and they keep messing up and getting sent to jail, and it's a whole thing. I mean, just Google Danny Masterson. You're welcome for all the nightmares, by the way. So, what is nefarious about Stephen Ridley being a Scientologist, I hear you ask? Well, look, I'm going to admit I'm a kind of live and let live kind of guy. And if what you're doing is not hurting anyone, then fine. You do you. I mean, if Stephen wants to worship space Jesus, then that's cool. Best of luck to him. I mean, if he wants to spend all the money he scammed out of unsuspecting people for his ghetto piano lessons, then, well, it's his money. I mean, you didn't have to give it to him, and I warned you. You just didn't know any better. Look, I'm not condoning Stephen for scamming people out of the hard-earned piano money, but I mean, if he wants to spend his money worshipping Xenu or whatever, then, you know, whatever. Hail Xenu. That's up to him. Just don't say I didn't warn you. But no, it gets darker. It gets a whole lot darker. You see, Scientology it revolves around money. There's no other way of putting it. It's all about the money. It's business. It's big business. But like any other business, it needs money, and that money comes from its followers. So for Scientology to survive, it needs a constant influx of followers. So how do you get people to join your cult? I mean, religion. Well, it turns out that piano lessons are a thing. Who'd have thought it? I was doing some research about the Stephen Ridley piano courses, and it's not just money he's after. He's after your daughters. Ridley Academy, Scientology Recruitment Center. This is a Scientology recruitment center hiding behind Ridley Academy Piano Masterclass. A group of Scientologists hide behind this piano school front to get young, unsuspecting, vulnerable women to get feelings for Stephen Ridley and then slowly manipulate them into joining Scientology through endless email campaigns that lead them to free mental health courses. The entire school is all Scientology recruiters posing as helpful musicians and music coaches to get you into Scientology. I had to stop my teenage daughter from getting involved with them. What a shame. I was hopeful this didn't have any agenda and she'd only learn the piano as an alternative to social media. Sadly, this is nothing but a recruiting school for unsuspecting students and young vulnerable women. Anyone else experienced this? It was very shocking to me, and as a parent that they could so easily manipulate my teen daughter into a cult. I would be very interested to know if anybody else has experienced this. What the hell, dude? I mean, I knew the whole Ridley thing was, like, you know, sketchy, but I knew he had connections to Scientology, but it never clicked that, you know, he was using the piano courses to indoctrinate people into Scientology. Here's another one. My daughter did quite well with the piano learning. She did more, though, a day than 3 minutes. It's a decent, although pricey course, but it was grooming her for Scientology. That is the real issue with this academy. This I can't seem to shake, that they used a piano school to recruit people into Scientology. The piano school on its own would have been grand, but it seems there is a group of mid-20 to mid-30-year-olds, Charlie Wakely seems to be the head recruiter, his name was on the email, who are all connected to Stephen Ridley, who all work in a group to corral and recruit these kids, and young women who fall in love with this Stephen guy. They have some sub-cult group called the Ridley Gang, where these women seem to have cult follower love for this guy Stephen, and many seem to be very deeply in love with him. It's very disturbing, very cult follower type of women following him into the cult behind the scenes. I only found out about it after my daughter asked me some questions from a free personality test, Scientology, they got her to do when she asked about mental health, which linked to the Scientology website. I then started to look into it immediately. I feel sick to my stomach that they nearly got my daughter right under my nose into a cult that tears apart families. I mean, this is just unbelievable. I mean, this is mind-blowing. One more little bit here. Online sleuths discovered that Ridley resides near the international headquarters for Scientology. His self-helpy, feel-good rhetoric also closely resembles the manipulation tactics for which Scientology receives widespread criticism. Phrases like revolutionize your life and achieve your dreams permeate his sales pitches. Moreover, the structured levels for advancing piano skill in his course strongly mirror Scientology's own tiered system for spiritual enlightenment, which requires members to keep paying more and more to climb the rungs. The financial parallels seem too conspicuous to ignore. While no concrete paper trail of Ridley's payments to Scientology exists yet, the body of circumstantial evidence continues mounting. His alleged lack of transparency regarding the true nature of his offerings, combined with his close geographic and ideological ties to a controversial religious institution, leave his motives in question. So yeah, the Stephen Ridley thing took a dark turn. Now, I am going to say that, you know, a lot of this is alleged, and the things that I've read out there are opinions of people, but you know, there ain't a fire without smoke. So not only does Stephen Ridley want $3,000 for his crappy piano course, he's using his piano courses and his boyish good looks to recruit young ladies into a cult. Because, well, I don't know, it turns out that Scientology is a bit of a Ponzi scheme. Who knew it? The more people you actually recruit, Natalie told me this, the more people you actually recruit and bring into the fold of Scientology, the more money you make for yourself. I mean, it's pretty gross if you ask me, and how anybody could give this shower of shit the denomination of a religion is beyond me. Look, there's tons and tons of stuff online about Stephen and his dodgy business practices as it is, and how he's not really a famous piano musician. He's a scummy scumbag, scummy salesman. Nothing more, nothing less. I mean, he's not a real musician. He doesn't release records or do tours. I mean, the only videos I can find of him are like busking or playing at railway stations and stuff. He's a fraud, and by the looks of him, he's into some pretty nefarious stuff too. So look, I'm going to wind up here and I'm going to say, be careful. There's tons of courses, there's tons of products and everything, like all over YouTube. You see these, if you're getting bombarded by adverts or something, steer clear of it. Seriously, that is the best thing I can suggest. If you see more than 2 adverts for something in the space of 5 minutes, forget about it. It's a scam. If you see any of these too good to be true videos on YouTube, or somebody overly enthusiastically telling you that there's a shortcut to something, I'd give it a miss. The music community as a community is a great community, and there's always people out there willing to help each other, you know, and to give each other advice. And they won't be wanting $3,000 off you up front. But please, please, please stay away from this Ridley guy. Nothing good will come of it, I promise you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. I stream every Wednesday. I'm not doing Saturdays for the time being. I'm just going to be streaming at Wednesdays, 9 PM UK time. So thanks again. Take it easy and peace out.